Unless your Bitcoin is sitting in self-custody, you don't actually own your Bitcoin. In today's video, I'm showing you step by step how to download, verify, and install the Sparrow Bitcoin Wallet on your Windows machine. By the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to begin your self-custody journey. Your keys, your coins. So I'll be doing this on a brand new Windows 11 machine, but if you have a Windows 10 machine, the process will be nearly identical. So we're going to start by opening up our web browser and navigating to sparrowwallet.com. You don't want to go to sparrowwallet.org or .net, those are all scams. Also, there are no apps for Sparrow Wallet, so you're going to want to navigate to sparrowwallet.com, and this is the only place where you can get this app. So once you're here, let's go down and click the download button. And since we're on Windows, we're going to get the Windows installer here. Make sure we're in the Sparrow desktop section. There's two sections. There's a Sparrow server section. We want to be here in the Sparrow desktop section, and there's three files we want to get. We want to get the Windows installer here, and then we want these two manifest files. So let's go ahead and click all three of these to get the download started. Before we go further, let me explain to you why we need these three files to download Sparrow Wallet. The .msi file that we downloaded here, this is the actual installer that we're going to be using to install Sparrow Wallet. These other two that we got here, these are for verifying the authenticity of this sparrow.msi file. So I don't want to bore you with the details here, but long story short is Craig Raw, the repo maintainer, right, the project owner, when he builds all these Sparrow packages for all these different platforms, he then takes the unique fingerprint of them to make sure that the ones and zeros arrive in order when we download them. So basically he gets all of them for all these packages and he compiles them into this one manifest file, right? So let's open up that manifest file to show you what it looks like really quickly. You can see that here on the left side is just a bunch of hashes, and on the right side is the file name that the hash belongs to. So theoretically, the idea is that when we download the sparrow.msi file here, we will take our own SHA-256 hash on it, and we should get the same hash that Craig got, right? So this will tell us that the ones and zeros, that the actual package itself is untampered with. But that yields another question, right? How do we make sure that the manifest file is legit? And that's what the manifest signature is for. After Craig puts together this manifest file, he then signs it with his private GPG key, and that yields this file here. So what we're going to do is we're going to download his public GPG key. We're going to verify that he did in fact sign this file here, and that'll prove authenticity of the manifest file. And once we have authenticity of the manifest file, then we can perform authenticity of the Windows installer that we downloaded here. So hopefully by now it's clear how verification works. So let's go ahead and continue this process by getting our hands on Craig's public GPG key. And luckily, the instructions for doing all that are down here lower on the same page. So I'm going to scroll down to where it says earlier releases here. And this is going to be the first command we need to run. The curl command all the way down to the import. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy all of this. I'm going to highlight it, Control C, and then I'm going to come down to the Windows button here, the start button. And I'm going to click it and type in CMD to open up a command prompt. With the command prompt open, I'm going to Control V to paste in this command, and let's see what happens. Here you'll see an output. GPG is not recognized as an internal or external command. So what this is telling us is this tool, GPG, doesn't exist. So let me tell you what this command is trying to do in the first place. This first half of the command, the curl HTTPS command, we're basically going to this URL here and we're downloading Craig's public GPG key. And then we're taking this key and we're piping it into the GPG import command. So essentially what we're doing is we're getting his key from the internet and we're using the GPG tool to import it into our system. So this command is failing on the second step at the GPG step. So what we need to do is we need to download the GPG tools. That way GPG is a recognized command in our system. So let's go ahead and do that next. To do that, we need to navigate over to gpg4win.org. I already have this tab open. So go ahead and open up a browser and navigate here. I'll have a link in the description, and then click the big green download button. You're going to be asked to donate something, so you could go ahead and press $0 and continue with the download. And the download should just start. So with the GPG installer downloaded, let's go ahead and run it. So I'm going to go ahead and click Open File. And we're going to get a warning here saying that do we want to allow this app to make changes to our device. We can go ahead and click yes in this case because it's a verified publisher. So these guys verified with Windows and these guys are legit. This is a popular open source project. So I'm going to go ahead and click yes. And we're going to go ahead and let it do its thing. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to continue with all the defaults. So let's click next, next, install. and next. And I'm going to uncheck Run Cleopatra here and click Finish. And to make sure everything is working here, we need to close this command prompt and open up a new one, because this command prompt still doesn't really know about GPG. Let's double check that by typing in GPG version. You'll see that it doesn't recognize it. That's because these tools that we just installed are too new. So let's go ahead and close this session, and let's open up one more. And we're going to run that same GPG version command, and we'll see that we should get an output now. And there it is. So this works. So let's go ahead and continue with, let's retry this command again. So let's go ahead and copy this thing again. Let's go back to our terminal, and I'm going to paste it with Control V and press Enter. And now you'll see that the key got imported properly. So if you want to make sure that this is the proper key, we can just take note of the fingerprint here, and we can verify it with what we have available on Craig's social profiles here. So if I come up here to Craig's Twitter account, you can see that he has his GPG key highlighted here. It starts in E946, ending in 4B40. So let's go ahead and find it here. Starts in E946, ends in 4B40. So this is the legit key here. So far, so good. And we can continue on with the next steps here. But before I do that, if you're enjoying this content, please drop a like and a subscribe. Maybe let me know what you want to see next. Also, if you prefer this content in a different format, check out my website, deprogram.me. I have the same guide showing you how to take custody of your Bitcoin in a step-by-step format here. It's broken down per operating system. So if you visit this on a Windows machine, you'll see Windows-specific steps as to how to do this. If you come on a Mac machine, you'll see the Mac-specific steps, but it's entirely free and it's on my website at deprogram.me. Go check it out. So let's go ahead and continue with the verification process here. So I'm going to open up a fresh command prompt again. And I'm going to follow on with these next commands here. So the first command is cd downloads. All this command does is it's going to move us into our downloads folder. So if I paste it in, you'll see that we are now in our downloads folder. We went from our regular home folder to our downloads folder. So that's all what this command does. And now that we are in our downloads folder, which should look like this now with these files in it, we are then going to run this verify command. So let's go ahead and copy this whole thing. And I'm going to paste it in here in the downloads. And you'll see that we have a good signature from Craig Raw. So it's basically telling us that the manifest signature file does yield the manifest file. So it does those two steps in one. So the last thing we need to do is we need to make sure that the fingerprint of the .msi file, we got to make sure that it matches the one that we expect to find in the manifest file. So the last step to do that is we're going to scroll down here, and we're going to calculate the hash of the Sparrow installer that we downloaded. So let's copy this command, and let's open up our command prompt, paste it in, and it's going to tell us the hash of the Sparrow 2.4.2.msi. So this is what we should expect to find in the manifest.txt file. So this is going to verify that everything is legit if these match. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's split the screen up. And on the right side, we're going to open up our manifest.txt file. And let's see, here's a sparrow.msi. Here's the hash. And you can see that it matches 089D56, 089D56, ending in A8FCB, A8FCB. So in this manner, we have just verified that the .msi file that we downloaded here is legit. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and just install this like we do any other package by just double clicking it. We don't need to be afraid that we're downloading some random stuff because we just did our own verification. And it looks like it didn't do anything, but I think it installed. So let's go ahead and just let's make everything smaller here. And you'll see we have our Sparrow shortcut sitting here in our desktop. Let's go ahead and click that. And let's go ahead and perform our first time setup. So here we are at the welcome screen. I'm going to go ahead and just click next. All it's doing is it's telling us that we have this tab here. And if the tab is yellow, it means we're on a public server. But if it's green, we're on our own Bitcoin core node. But if it's blue, we're connected to our own Electrum server. So that's all it's telling us. I'm going to go ahead and click configure server. And I'm going to go ahead and just use a public server just for demonstration. If you have your own Bitcoin node, you could connect it through one of these two options. I do show that in another video. But here in this video, we're just going to use a public server. You could pick one from the drop-down list. Make sure it works by clicking test connection, and it should work. And go ahead and just click, close now. So there you have it. You have Sparrow Wallet installed and verified onto your Windows machine. Next steps would be to go ahead and create your wallet or maybe connect your cold card to it. It's up to you at this point, but you have everything you need to take full custody of your funds. If you want to go one step further and see me create a wallet and send funds to it from my River account, you could go ahead and see that here on my website at deprogram.me. It's like the last step. So if I scroll down to step 7, you can see the receive Bitcoin and send Bitcoin steps. So that's here. But that's all I have for this video. Please drop a like and subscribe. Check out my website. And also, if you want to get my free guide, 10 operational practices that help you keep more Bitcoin over time, just type your email in here and click send me the guide. And that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.